Chase Lee Hockey here, Blue Futon, out of the box or out of the wall, whatever you want to call it. We have pew 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 pew. Black Panther 4K. Have I seen this movie? Of course I have. I am now gonna rewatch it before Wakanda Forever comes out. Horrible. I just did a Hillary Clinton and changed my accent. Cut to the. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. Black Panther, what's about the pretty simple premise actually. We're in Wakanda, in Africa, and now we gotta figure out, hey, does Wakanda need to spread the resources out? Is Chadwick Boseman, aka Black Panther, gonna stay the king, or other tribes? Are Michael B. Jordan gonna come from Oakland, California, and take the reins of Wakanda? So did I like this film? I think it's a good comic book movie. I might be in the minority where when I rewatch this movie and thinking at how many Oscar nominations and how many Oscar wins it got, I think it was a bandwagon one. Like, for example, yes, I understand production design, I understand costume, but when it got nominated for Best Picture, I didn't think that it should have been, but then rewatching it, it's kind of just a normal comic book movie with okay special effects, fun story, fun dialogue on some scenes, especially with the banter with, the brother and sister character. But then you have cringe dialogue when it comes to Michael B. Jordan. So with Black Panther, I'm not going to go positive and negative because to me, every aspect is a positive and a negative. So let's go into it. Okay, maybe the acting. I think the acting overall with everyone involved is pretty fantastic. Sterling K. Brown, I wish he had a little bit more of a role in this movie, but you can tell he was in there only to be in the Oakland scene. So maybe the acting is the only thing where it's like the positives. Everything is positive in that movie. And watch for Angela Bassett, who might get an Oscar nomination for Wakanda Forever. And you know what? I did change my ranking for that. So there we go. So let's talk about the technical aspects of this movie. I think the CGI works and it doesn't work. When we are in the light, when we are in the waterfall scene, when we have that, the cinematography, the fight coordination, you can tell it's real and it was great to look at. However, when you're in the nighttime scenes of Korea, or the very end battle sequence when they're in the train, the CGI doesn't work. And you could tell, especially in the Korea scene, when they're jumping from camera scene to follow characters around, there was a lot of noticeable CGI, especially in 4K. It looked a little bit wonky, and it just didn't have the right punch as when it was actually like Chadwick Boseman, as well as Michael B. Jordan fighting in the waterfall, or Winston Duke and Chadwick Boseman fighting in that waterfall. So just the big scene with the rhinos and also when you just have the big fight sequences with the rhinos, it just looked a lot better when we had light on the set. Unfortunately, when it was dark on the set, you could kind of tell they didn't know what they were doing, or they just relied too much on CGI, and that's very unfortunate. And with the dialogue, I think opening up with Oakland was okay with the, going full circle with the story, but some of Michael B. Jordan's dialogue and his actions throughout the movie just doesn't correlate with what you expect him to do, especially the very end sequence where he's like, I'd rather die because my ancestors on the slave ships tried to jump off the ship. And I'm just thinking, what does that have to do with anything with being Oakland and his actual story? I understand what he was trying to get at, but to me, that was more just like, that doesn't match with everything Chadwick Boseman is trying to say. And I do think the story as a whole, not just like the dialogue, but the actual story, because there are two elements, the story and then this writing. And I think the story is smart when it comes to, should it kind of keeps its material for itself? Does it want to be a global power of, spreading its weapons to the world because their technology is extremely advanced? Which when you look into that, yes, I like the sister character, but I feel like there should be more people in that laboratory. That's just my opinion. I think Martin Freeman did a great job. I do think Claw, or Andy Serkis' character, was underwhelming. I think they could have kept him for a lot longer and maybe expanded his bad guyness, because he was a great bad guy. I think they just wasted him a little bit too soon. It was a little bit of a bummer. But overall, Black Panther is a fun movie. It is a rewatchable movie, absolutely. However, maybe I'm just on the bandwagon of like that being an Oscar picture when like Winter Soldier is so much better, and just other pictures in the MCU is a little bit better in my opinion. But that's not saying that Black Panther isn't a great movie. It's great. It's fun. But of course, there are a little nitpick when you rewatch it again. You're like, yeah, that's CGI. Yeah, that's a little bit weird dialogue. But it was a fun, great looking movie overall. So Black Panther will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 80%. So see the critics and news scores gave this one. To have critics a 96% with 529 of them. I think that's the most I've ever seen. 529. Audience score is 79% with over 50,000. Here's critic consensus. Black Panther elevates superhero cinema to a thrilling new height while telling one of MCU's most absorbing stories and introduces some of the most fully realized characters. I'm just trying to think why it's so different than Winter Soldier, why it's so different than Doctor Strange. It's the same formulaic thing. Something happens in Wakanda, they gotta go to South Korea. Okay, there's a bad guy that's infiltrating their landscape. Now they gotta figure out what they gotta do. Bad guy rises, good guy falls, final action set piece. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I think it's a normal superhero movie that is subpar and better than a lot of them. Like, it is good. Trust me. It's a good one, though. So we have the 96, we have the 80, and the 79. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Bluetontopia. You Bluetoners, thank you for watching. Have a great day. And, like, in my opinion, when I see this and, like, Miss Marvel being above Black Panther, no. Like, I'm pretty sure She-Hulk might have better critic scores than Black Panther, or like better audience score. I don't know. Am I tripping balls? No, She-Hulk doesn't, but Miss Marvel does. So you have these weird ones where it's like, yeah, how is Miss Marvel better than Black Panther? Like, it's not a competition. It's not. It truly isn't.